The morning sun cast a golden glow over the lush landscape, bringing an atmosphere of warmth and hospitality that always defined this extraordinary place. Mr. Rourke walked with a measured, confident pace, a welcoming smile playing on his lips as he addressed his companion. "Good morning, class. Good morning, Tattoo." Smiles, everyone, smiles. Tattoo hurried slightly to keep up with his tall, elegant host, his eyes shining with anticipation as he looked at the guest profile in his hands. "Boss, I bet he is a sportman." Mr. Rourke nodded slightly, his voice smooth and filled with assurance. "Quite correct, Tattoo. His name is Mr. Norman Hackett. He works for a sporting goods store in Seattle, Washington. Mr. Hackett is a big sports fan and is about to fulfill his fantasy of becoming owner and manager of a professional sports club." Hearing this, Tattoo scratched his chin thoughtfully, considering the immense pressure of such a role. "That is a pretty tough racket. Does he have any experiences?" Mr. Rourke chuckled softly, knowing the unique gap between theory and reality that many dreamers possessed. "Oh, he knows all about sports and statistics and talks a good game, but now that talking is behind him, and he will find that he must prove himself on the field of battle." As they walked toward the arriving passengers, Tattoo noticed 3 other individuals standing together, looking around with a mix of curiosity and uncertainty. "Who are they, boss?" Mr. Rourke glanced at the group and began to introduce them individually. "That is Ms. Suzanne Quinn. She is from Texarkana, Arkansas. The gentleman behind her is Mr. Roy Bradford from Detroit, Michigan. And that is Mr. Eldon Gimble from Fresno, California. They are all total strangers, by the way." Tattoo looked from the profile back to the trio, trying to guess the nature of their visit. "You mean each of them has a fantasy?" Mr. Rourke shook his head, a mysterious but pleasant look in his eyes. "Actually, Tattoo, none of them has a fantasy." Tattoo stopped in his tracks, thoroughly confused by this unusual arrangement. "None of them has a fantasy?" Mr. Rourke explained the grand purpose behind their arrival, turning the moment into one of high stakes and excitement. "The 3 of them were selected at random and are here to compete in a contest that will allow one of them, and only one, to leave Fantasy Island with $1 million. With that explanation complete, Mr. Rourke stepped forward to greet the arriving group, raising his hand in a warm gesture of welcome. "My dear guests, I am Mr. Rourke, your host. Welcome to Fantasy Island." Suddenly, Mr. Norman Hackett burst forward from the crowd, bubbling with enthusiastic energy, his face lighting up as he saw the host. "Mr. Rourke. Oh, Mr. Hackett." Mr. Hackett gestured widely toward the clear blue sky, his voice booming with the passion of a true aficionado. "Oh, how about the weather out there? What a great day for a ball game. You know, we owners, we love sunny weather. It brings out the fans." Mr. Rourke smiled, appreciating the man's unbridled enthusiasm but offering a gentle perspective. "Yes, I suppose so. But then again, there are those sports played indoors as well." Mr. Hackett blinked, his imagination immediately taking flight into the grand arenas of the world. "Oh, does this mean that I get a basketball team?" Mr. Rourke kept his expression perfectly neutral, allowing the suspense to build naturally. "Well." Mr. Hackett did not mind the hesitation at all, waving his hands as if to emphasize his absolute devotion to the world of athletics. "Mr. Rourke, I will take anything. I love all sports. Sports are my life. Don't keep me in suspense. What is it? Basketball? Hockey? What?" Mr. Rourke gestured toward Tattoo, who was holding a special item. "Both. Tell him." Mr. Rourke looked at Mr. Hackett, offering a piece of wisdom that every leader eventually had to learn. "You know, Mr. Hackett, it is one thing to watch a sporting event on television from your easy chair, but quite another to be an owner-manager." Mr. Hackett sighed, a rare moment of introspection crossing his face as he admitted his deeper motivations. "I know that, Mr. Rourke. The truth is, I have been watching life and living it from my easy chair. And a counselor once told me that the reason I never get really involved with anything is because I have a fear of losing." Mr. Rourke gave him a look of strong encouragement, reinforcing a positive mindset. "Oh, Mr. Hackett, you will only be a loser if you think you are a loser." These words seemed to ignite something powerful within the new manager. You are absolutely right, Mr. Rourke. I am going to get right in the middle of things, right where the action is. Mr. Rourke smiled, knowing exactly what kind of test awaited the man. The action will be right here on Fantasy Island, Mr. Hackett. Mr. Hackett looked around, full of anticipation. That true? Oh, what is this? Mr. Rourke handed him a whistle, his voice calm and instructional. You will start with that. Will you put it around your neck, please? That is it, thank you. Now, just put it to your lips and blow as hard as you can. Mr. Hackett took a deep breath, placed the whistle between his lips, and blew with all his might. The sound echoed through the air, and suddenly, the environment shifted around him. He found himself standing in the middle of a bustling, noisy training arena, surrounded by the sounds of rolling wheels and shouting voices. Confused, he blinked and looked around at the unfamiliar surroundings. Where am I? Oh, who are you? A young woman in athletic gear stepped forward, looking at him with a mixture of relief and expectation. Me? I am Norman Hackett. Norman Hackett. Oh, yeah, Mr. Rourke told me. You are our new manager. Terrific. She turned around and called out to another skater who was practicing nearby. Look at this girl, Sandy. This is our new big shot manager. He is going to save us. Mr. Hackett immediately began to panic, waving his hands frantically as he tried to correct the misunderstanding. No, 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 no. I am not your new manager. Boy, am I in the wrong place. Do any of you girls know how I can find the Pittsburgh Steelers training camp? The young woman looked at him, her expression hardening as she interpreted his confusion as a lack of confidence in them. The Pittsburgh Steelers already have a manager. You are just too afraid to admit that you are our manager. You are ashamed to manage a team of losers, aren't you? Mr. Hackett, remembering Mr. Rourke's words, stood a little taller and spoke with a tone of gentle guidance. You are only losers if you think you are losers, young lady. You see, I was brought here to take over a professional sporting team. Not a what, huh? Go ahead and say it. She crossed her arms, challenging him directly. Girls roller derby team, yeah? Yeah. What is wrong with roller derby? What, are you some kind of snob or something? Hey, we were doing fine without you. Who needs you anyway? Mr. Hackett, trying to find his bearings and assess the actual situation, decided to look at the statistics. Good, what is your record? She looked away for a second, her voice dropping slightly but still maintaining a defensive edge. We have won 3 games already. Mr. Hackett pressed further, wanting the full picture. Out of how many? 26. We lost a lot of close ones. Mr. Hackett took a step back, his eyes widening as the reality of the situation crashed down upon him. You won 3 out of 26. Excuse me, I got to talk to somebody very, very fast. Excuse me? Meanwhile, in another beautiful part of the island, the 3 contest participants were gathering together, trying to process the strange terms of their stay. Ms. Suzanne Quinn looked around the luxurious surroundings, her skepticism clear in her voice. You mean this guy flew us all the way out here so one of us could win $1 million and we don't even get to meet him? Mr. Roy Bradford nodded in agreement, pacing back and forth as he voiced the collective curiosity of the group. Which leads us to the question we have all been wanting to ask. What do we have to do to win? Mr. Rourke appeared before them, his presence commanding yet perfectly polite. The person who performs the most noble, unselfish act during his or her stay on Fantasy Island will win. Ms. Quinn blinked, trying to simplify the grand statement into terms she could easily understand. You mean whoever does the best good deed wins $1 million? Mr. Rourke nodded simply. Correct. Your benefactor will be watching you very closely for the next 2 days and he will make his decision according to what he observes. Mr. Roy Bradford, ever the pragmatist, narrowed his eyes in suspicion. Why? What is in it for him? Tattoo, who was standing nearby, looked up at his boss with equal curiosity. Yes, boss, what is in it for him? Mr. Rourke maintained his professional boundaries with a calm smile. I am afraid I can't discuss his motivations. And since any personal contact with him could very well give one of you a decided advantage, He insists you make no attempt to learn his identity. But I assure you his offer is legitimate and every bit as simple as it sounds. Mr. Roy Bradford shook his head, still feeling uneasy about the lack of clarity. I don't know. It sounds very strange to me. Ms. Suzanne Quinn turned to him, her Texan charm shining through despite her practical outlook on life. If you want to get out, I know someone who would like to take your place. Tatum, please don't. It may be strange, but it sure as heck beat serving pitchers at the Texarkana Brew and Chew all weekend. Mr. Rourke smiled warmly at her enthusiasm. Good. Would you excuse, please? Oh, for the rest of the weekend, you may travel anywhere on the island you wish, though your benefactor prefers that you remain together and he is taking care of Annie and all your bills. Mr. Bradford's mood immediately brightened at the mention of free food and accommodations. Is that right? Well, then I vote that we kick this thing off at the nearest chow house. I am starved. And may the best man, I am terribly sorry, may the best person win. Will you excuse us? Tatum. Mr. Rourke watched them depart, turning his attention to Tattoo as they prepared for the next set of duties. A short while later, Mr. Norman Hackett came rushing back to find Mr. Rourke, his face flushed with anxiety as he sought to understand the challenge he had been given. Mr. Rock. Thank you, girls. Thank you. Ah, something the matter, Mr. Hackett? Mr. Hackett threw his hands up in despair. Boy, did you make a mistake? Mr. Rourke raised an eyebrow, maintaining his perfect composure. Mistake? It is about that team you gave me for my fantasy. The Brownsville Blasters? Yeah. Well, that is the name of your team, Mr. Hackett. Mr. Hackett sighed heavily, pacing back and forth. Yeah, well, they are blasters, all right. Mr. Rourke offered a sympathetic but realistic assessment of the team's current state. Yes, and they have had a pretty rough time of it. Nobody seems to care for them. Not the past owners, certainly not the fans. They don't even seem to care for themselves. All in all, they are not a very disciplined team. Mr. Hackett groaned, comparing them to a famous movie group of misfits. The Dirty Dozen is more disciplined than they were. Mr. Rourke looked at him steadily, presenting the choice clearly. The Blasters are yours, Mr. Hackett. But, of course, you do have a choice. You can either accept them or stop your fantasy and return home on the next plane. Mr. Hackett rubbed the back of his neck, feeling the weight of the decision. Well, I am gonna have to think about that. Mr. Rourke shook his head, revealing the urgent timeline they were facing. Oh, no, 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 no. I am afraid there is no time for that. Tomorrow night they play the champion Los Angeles Thunderbirds in a televised exhibition game. Now, if they don't win, the league has voted to take away the franchise. That, of course, means the end of the team. Mr. Hackett looked at him in disbelief, feeling the sheer impossibility of the task. Well, what can I do about that? Their record is 3-23. I can't turn that around overnight. Mr. Rourke stepped closer, his voice carrying the firm weight of professional expectation. Mr. Hackett, you came here to own and manage a professional sports club, and that is a professional club. Now, I would suggest that you display a little professionalism yourself. Just then, one of the players walked by, nodding toward Mr. Hackett with a message. Hey, Mr. Owner-Manager. There is some guy at the arena who wants to talk to you about your ideas on promotion. Billboards, banners, stuff like that. Mr. Hackett stammered, feeling completely overwhelmed by the sudden responsibilities. Yeah. Tell him nothing, huh? Zip ideas, just like all the others. The player shook her head, her disappointment evident as she looked at him. I bet you end up bailing out just like they did. I can see it coming. Mr. Hackett felt a sting of pride at her words. That is not a very nice thing to say about somebody you hardly even know. She shrugged, her tone cynical but honest. Yeah. The last guy owned us for a week. I will give you less than that. Mr. Rourke looked at the departing player and then back to the anxious manager. Apparently, she thinks you are the loser, Mr. Hackett. This was the exact spark Mr. Hackett needed to overcome his fear of failure. Yeah, well, I am gonna show you, Mr. Ork. I am gonna take the Blasters. Mr. Rourke smiled, pleased to see the man's determination finally surface. Good for you, Mr. Hackett. Meanwhile, at a nearby outdoor dining area, the 3 contest participants were sharing a meal, though the atmosphere was thick with underlying competition. Mr. Roy Bradford leaned forward, offering a suggestion that he thought might benefit everyone involved. It seems to me that we could all win that money. Ms. Suzanne Quinn looked up from her plate, curious. What do we have to do? What do you mean? Mr. Bradford explained his cooperative strategy, hoping to reduce the stress of the competition. I mean, we could all agree that no matter who wins the $1 million, that we could split 3 ways. Mr. Eldon Gimble, who had been sitting quietly, scoffed at the idea, shaking his head. Somehow, I don't think whoever is running this show would take kindly to that idea. Before they could discuss it further, a commotion broke out at the next table. A loud, aggressive man began shouting at a waiter, causing a scene. All right, you little jerk. I am tired of you slopping those drinks all over me. Seeing the unfair treatment, Mr. Eldon Gimble immediately stood up from his chair, his sense of justice overriding his caution. Hey, why don't you pick on someone your own size? The aggressive man turned around, glaring at him with a menacing look. Eldon, you stay out of this, pal. Mr. Gimble did not back down, squaring his shoulders. What if I don't want to? Eldon, all right, let's play it your way. Okay, act it out. A brief scuffle ensued, with Mr. Gimble doing his best to protect the waiter and defuse the situation. Once the aggressive man